Okay. So yesterday we have seen the Python variables. So these are the all the definitions of the Python. Yesterday we have discussed it, and we have seen that how to declare variables for the Python and all, and how to get the things printed out when we declare a Python a like when we declare a variable a value. So when we assign a value to a variable, how to print out in the our Python interpreter. So that we have seen yesterday, and how to delete Python variable also we have seen yesterday. And while deleting the variable, and after that when we try to print, it was throwing error. It was throwing error. Okay, so that also we have seen yesterday. Then today we'll start from the multiple assignment. So how can we do multiple assignment? Just read this one.
Your screen is shown in black color, not visible
Just
clearly.
refresh. Others, are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, Jay.
Yes.
Yes, Jay.
Check your
Yes.
network connection. Okay. Re-login.
Okay, Jay.
So what will happen in Python? No, like Python is having one beauty. Like if you want to assign a single value to multiple variables, that also you can do it. That also it's possible. Like if you want to assign multiple variable to single value to multiple values, so that also possible. Python allows you to assign a single value to several variables simultaneously, which means you can create multiple variables at a time. Okay, so you can create multiple variables at a time, and single value to each variable it will be assigned. So single value to each variable it will be assigned. So if you'll do print A, print B, print C, you will get the output like this. It will give you the output like this only. So let me show you in the PyCharm. Where is the PyCharm? So hope everyone install the software. So let me know if anyone not install. Like I know Prasant is not able to install because of the Windows 7. You have the Windows 7, so it is not accepting that. So other than that, anyone else like not able to install the software?
Hello, Jay.
Sorry, Prasant.
Actually, my OS is Windows 11. Not Windows 7.
Windows 11.
Yes, yes.
Then why you are not able to install? Check your memory
Actually,
space also.
I install Python PyChat, but it is shown to the error. Only the C colon username that type of error
You
is.
check your storage. Space is not there. That's why it is not taking. You take store
Okay, I will
in the
remove
D
the.
drive.
Okay,
You do in a D drive. You do installation in D drive. Okay,
okay, okay,
you will get it. If a space is there, it needs some space. To provide
okay,
that space, you will be able to do that.
okay.
And yesterday, one four screenshot I have shared. Naga Devi, she also suggested me that like that you have to set some variables in the chat box in your laptop. So do that one, and then like I have shared in the document. No, in that only it's there. Please yes, refer that and then do that also. Okay. So next one is when you will run this one, you will get the output of 100, 100, 100. So single value is assigned to the multiple variables. So like this, you can run print A, print B, print C. It's giving the same value. It's assigned to the each and every variable. Now, if you see another one, you can also assign multiple objects to multiple variables. So that is also possible. Like if you'll see here, no, ABC, 1, 2, Jayanth Kumar. So one will be assigned to A and two will be assigned to B simultaneously, and Jayanth will be assigned to C. So like that, you can do it. You can also assign multiple objects, multiple values to multiple variables. You can also assign multiple values to multiple variables like this. If you'll run this one, then it will give you the output like now see, a value is 1, a value is 1. This 1 will be assigned to A, this 2 will be assigned to B, okay, and this Jayan Kumar will be assigned to C here, C. So like this, you are getting the value here. Okay, now next one. So these are the method, like you have to practice and you have to remember like this, it is happening. So so that like you can do the same thing when we'll discuss the Selenium part. Now Python variable. So how Python variable will act like this. So just read this one. What is the definition of proper Python variable names? How you can declare a Python variable names so that it is defined here. Which one will be valid and which one will be not valid. That also it's explained here. It's alphanumeric value. It will accept alphanumeric names. So that also you just read this one first and then we'll move forward. This is a little bit big topic because I hope like so many things I have included to give you a proper confidence. Out of 100 people, only 47 people are joining. Tell me what will happen. 49 people only. Others, what they are doing. Okay, guys. So what is this Python variable names? No, every Python variable should have unique name like ABC. Okay, so the Python variable name should be unique only. Like it should be understandable and it should be more unique. Like a variable name can be meaningful like color, age, name, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. All other things also you can mention. But yesterday we have seen approximately 35 or 36 keyword were there, Python keyword were there. So those things you have to avoid to take for the variable names. You cannot take those values to the variable names like if, else, some other things and all keywords over there. So you have to avoid that keyword to take the variable name. Otherwise, it will not work in that. Okay. There are certain rules which should be taken care while naming the Python variable. So what are the rules are there? A variable name must start with the letter or the underscore characters. So when you say a variable name, so it should have the letters or it should have the combinations of letter, numbers, underscore and all. So when you want to give a when you want to give a variable name like
మెథడ్స్ చెప్పాలా మోడల్ చెప్పాలా మళ్ళీ
that's why
దీంట్లో
I'm
కూడా మళ్ళీ అదే
muting people, you know.
మెథడాలజీ స్క్వేర్ మెథడాలజీ
I'll not allow to talk only. Okay. Now the flow is broken. Okay, there are certain rules which should be taken care while naming a Python variable. A variable name must start with a letter or underscore. So always you have to keep in mind, you have to give a proper name of the variables. If you are declaring some value to a variable, so variable name should be in a proper manner or understandable manner, or whatever name you want to give, you can give, and it should not be belongs from the keyword. And you can make a combination with the with underscore. If you are writing multiple words, so make a combinations with the underscore. A variable name cannot start with a number or any special character like dollars, percentile, multiplication, all these things. So you cannot declare your variable using numbers, or it should not start with the numbers, or it should not start with the special characters, all these things. Okay, a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore, A to Z or 0 to 9 and underscore. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric character, guys. Alphanumeric character means what? It will have alphabet also, it can have numbers also, it can have the underscore also. So like this, you can give the name. So your variable name should have alphanumeric characters. Your variable name should have alphanumeric characters, and in that you don't have to start your variable name with the number, or you don't start with variable name with the special characters. Python variable names are case sensitive. Python variable names are case sensitive, which means name and name are different thing, guys. This is different. Name and lowercase of name and uppercase of name is not same name. Uppercase and lowercase of the name, it's not same thing. Means what? If you are writing here, capital A, okay, uppercase of A or small a, it's not same. Variable name is not same here. Uppercase of A and lowercase of a variable name is not same. Okay, it's a different meaning in Python. So it's a case sensitive also. Python reserved keyword cannot be used naming the variable. So I told you that Python reserved keyword, whatever the 36, 35 keywords we have seen yesterday, those keywords you cannot use while declaring your variable. Okay, so how can you declare your variable? Counter 100, like this you are going to do that, like underscore. This before this is the underscore, guys. So underscore, but you cannot following are the valid Python variable names. So like this also you can write your variable names. Name 1, Jara. Name 2, Nuha. Age 20, Jara salary. This like this you can do it. Now, if you want to print it all this value, this value will be accepted into the Python files. Now, if you'll run it, you will get output like. Now see, 1, whatever the value is there, wait, like it's not deleted. So it is like 100, 100, okay, like this 100, 100, and then Jara, Nuha, 20, and then 1 lakh. So these all are valid variable names. These are all valid variable names. So left side is the variable name, counter, underscore count, name 1, name 2, age, Jara salary. These are all called as variable. And you can give variable name other than that, this also, like you can give a, like this also you can give the variable name, like I'm changing here. So like this also you can give the variable name. So meanings are same. You can give variable name like this also. So you have to give in print statement same only. So it's working fine. Now if I'll give A and B like this, A and B like this. So let me see whether it's work or not. And here, make it here, A and B like this. Okay. So it is throwing error. So when you write 2 characters with a space, it's throwing error. So if you want to write like this, so A underscore B, you can write it like this. A underscore B, you can write it like this here. And then same thing you can write here also. Then it will work fine. Then it's working fine. So always when you're writing 2 things, then you have to write it with the underscore. Like I want to write it Jay Kumar. Jay Kumar. It will throw error. Like this, it will throw error. So what you have to do if you want to write like this, Jay underscore Kumar, and then you are creating this variable name, and same name should reflect in the here. Then only it will work. So like this, you can declare your variable. So that is what the defined are there. So some of the invalid Python variable names are like one counter, dollars underscore count, 100, all these things is the Like this, these are all the variable names are invalid. Like you cannot start your variable name with the numbers or special characters or like see hyphen dash symbol. So if you write Jara underscore salary, then it's valid. Then it will work out. But Jara dash salary, it will not work out. Okay, so these are all will throw error. Now, if you want to write it like this, your variable, so like this also you can print your variable. So now here what we are doing, A is 20, B is 30.5, print A, print B, and we are printing A and B also. All together, both the values we are printing. So whether it will work or not, guys? So it will work. It will work. So it will print first A and then B it will print. So this multiple value also you can print in one print statement. Multiple variable value also you can print using one print statement. So that is what the things here. Now I want to interchange the value. So this you can say that it's an important interview question. In interview, they will ask you that if you have two numbers, then and you want to interchange, like you want to swap their value, like x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2. Then it should become x is equals to 2 and y should be equals to 1. How will you do that? Very simple. So just you have to, you can declare in one line only. For same thing, you have to write BigQuery in Java. You have to write BigQuery in Java. So here, we don't have to write BigQuery here. So if you write like this, your value will be interchange. Your value will be interchange again. Now you see here. Now if you run, x will become 2, y will become 1. So here x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2. Now it's interchanged. Now it's interchanged. X is become 2 and then y becomes 1. So the value is swapped. So like this you are getting. Now any question, guys? Now next one is very important concept. Something like local variable or global variable. Local variable and global variable. Very, very important concept. It will be used very long, like, after when we'll enter into the complex logic like functions or the OOPS concept and all, there we'll be using this one frequently. Like if you'll be writing your complex programs, no, their local variable and global variable will be very useful. So how we are going to do, just read this one. Read this one once, guys, fast. Okay, read this one. Global variable, Python global variable. Just read this one, everyone. Let's read this. So, what is the meaning of your local variable and global variable? No? See, Python is having one concept called functions. Function. Okay. So you can declare your function using like this def sum, and this is the variable like function def, and then these are the syntax you can say. So you can will see that functions, what is functions and all in upcoming chapter. That is the separate topic. But you can declare your functions like this, and inside this function, if you'll create any variable, inside this function, if you'll create any variable, that will be called like this is called as local variable. This is called as local variable. Outside the functions, whatever the variable you will create, that will be called as global variable. So you can access this value from anywhere. You can print this value, but this value inside this local variable, you can print inside the function only. Out, like once you come out from the functions, you cannot print this value, whatever the value, local variable value, you cannot print outside of the functions. Once you have come out from the function, you cannot print the local variable. But global variable you can print from inside of the function or outside of the function. You can print anywhere. That's why its name is global variable. Global variable. So that is the meaning of local and global variable. So what is the meaning of global variable? Python local variable are defined inside a function. So inside of functions, you will create the local variable. So whatever the variable you will create inside the function, that will be called as local variable. We cannot access variable outside the function. This local variable, local variable cannot be accessed variable outside the function. So this local variable cannot be accessed outside the function. So once you come out of the function, you cannot access from the outside of the function. Local variable is like that. A Python function is piece of reusable code, and you will learn more about the function in the Python function chapter. So once we'll see the Python function chapter, there we'll learn how to write functions. Just now we are learning local variable and global variable. Functions will discuss in upcoming topics. Following is example of local variable. So we are learning here local variable. So what you are doing, you are defining your local variable here. You are defining your local variable here, and you are assigning this x comma y value here. You are assigning your x comma y value here. So whatever the value you will pass here, 5, x will equals to 5 and y will equals to 10, it will become. And then you are performing here sum of x plus y and return sum. So it will go and it will return the sum. Okay. Now if you will run this one, it will return the value as now see it is returning as 15. So now if you change the value as 500 and here it's 1,000, so it will show you 1,500. Now 1,500 it will show. So just understand this is the method to create the local variable, like whatever the variable inside the function. So this is the function. When the moment you define def means you are creating a function. So here it's a local variable, guys, and you're assigning your value like this. So we learned function in our function chapter. As of now, you learn what is local variable and global variable. Now, what is the meaning of global variable? So global variable means whatever the variable which will be created outside the function, that will be called as global variable, and that you can access from anywhere, either like inside the function or outside the function. Any variable created outside a function can be accessed within any function, and so they have global scope. So it's a global variable. You can access outside of function, you can access inside of a function, this global variable. So this is the example of your global variable. Now x is equals to 5, and y is equals to 10. is a global variable, and you can access inside the function also. So you are defining your function. What is your function? Sum is your function, def sum, and then sum is equals to x plus y. Like this, you are giving the expression here, return sum, okay, and then print sum here. So you are printing whatever the value you have passed here. So print sum. So it will go and it will add x plus y. What is the value of x? X is equals to 5, y is equals to 10. So it will print x plus y. So this is global variable. This is global variable. Don't stuck here. We'll learn all these things in upcoming chapter. Okay, this is your global variable. Okay, so you can access this global variable outside the function or inside the function. Like here also, you can write it. We'll see in the PyCharm. Now, if you see here, if you learn this one, now you see here, it's returning 15. So this is your global variable, Even though you can access this variable you can access outside the function also. Like if I want to say that print A, you can do that. Print A, it will perform print A. Sorry, it's a X. So now you are getting 5x. Now if you want to perform print x plus y, that also possible. You see this is the global variable value. So you can find out global value from here also. But local variable, when you see, so local variable, when you write here, now local variable, you cannot access outside the function. Outside the function, you cannot use this function. Now see, I'm saying print x. It will not print. Now see, x is not defined. Name x is not defined. Means this will be whatever the functions whatever the variable you are creating inside the function, that will be called a local variable. Those functions you cannot access outside the function. Outside the functions you cannot access. Okay. So this is what the local and global variable. Global, local, and global variable. Create a variable outside a function and use it inside the function. Now we can use this one. We can use this one. What is this? X is equals to awesome, guys. What is this? Can you please tell me? Now see here, when we say that x is equals to awesome. So what is this? Global variable or local variable? It's a global variable. It's a global variable. And you can access this global variable inside the function also. Inside the function also. Now you see here, you run and then you see the value. So you are able to access inside the function also, you are able to print it. Python is plus x. Plus x means what? Whatever the value you are passing here, it will print for that one. Okay, plus x means whatever the value is there. So this is a string. This is a string. It will print something like this only. Python is awesome. Okay, like this we are learning. You can type anything. We are learning, and here you mention as a Python, and then the now x value will become Python, and plus x means it will get added to this string. It will get added to this string. Now see, we are learning Python. Like this, you can create your functions. Like this, you can create your queries. We'll see that in functions. So don't go in a return and all. We'll see that is the part of your definition functions. We'll see when we'll discuss functions. So as of now, you get local variable and global variable. That's all. If you create a variable with the same name inside a function, this variable will be local and can only be used inside a function. Okay. If you will create same name with the same name inside the function, then it will like this, it will use this value, but this one will be used outside the function. So it is saying that if you create a variable with the same name inside a function, this variable will be local. This variable will be local and can only be used inside the function. The global variable with the same name will remain as it was global and with the original value. So it will have the original value. Outside the function also you can use this one. So when you run this one, this value, it will print this value. X is equals to awesome. It will not print this value. Okay, it will not print this value. This print function, it will print global variable. This value, it will print. This one will be printed here. So it will be printed here. Now see the output of this one. So like this, you have to do practice and everything will be fine. Now see here. Now, what is this? Python is fantastic. Which one is printing? So first, local variable it's printing. First, local variable it's printing. And then here it's printing as a print Python is plus x. So which x it's printing? It's a global variable. It's a global variable. Okay. So like this, you can use your variables. We are going in a detail level, guys. So global keyword. Now, inside the function, if you want to declare your variable to be global, then you have the global keyword here. You have the global keyword. Normally, when you create a variable inside a function, that variable is local. That will be called as local variable. When you create your variable inside the function, that will be called as local variable and can only be used inside that function. So when you create a function, a variable inside the function, that will be act like a local variable. That will be act like a local variable. But you have the keyword global keyword. If you will declare your variable inside the function with the global keyword, then it will act like a global keyword only. Okay, global variable only. To create a global variable, inside a function, you can use global keyword. You can use global keyword and you can declare your local variable to global variable. Okay, so let's see that. If you use the global keyword, the variable belongs to the global scope. Now you see here, we are starting with the function global x value, what we are defining here, fantastic. And this, we have declared this x as a global variable. Now you run this print statement outside of this function. So as of now, we know that local variable cannot be accessed outside of function, but as we have declared this one is a global variable, now see the value, what value you will get it. Now see, Python is fantastic. Python is fantastic. So def my funcs. Okay, so now we have declared x as a global variable. Now we have declared x as a global variable where x is equals to fantastic, and x we have declared as a value as fantastic, and we have finished our function here. We have closed our function here. When we print outside the function and we are fetching the data of x, if we have declared as a global, it will be fetched from the outside of function. So we are finishing a function here and we are fetching the value of x. If you will not mention this global variable here, it will not act, it will throw error. But now it's working. This x is acting like a fantastic. The value of x is fantastic. Now you make it as a comment here. You make it comment here and then see what value you will get it. Now I have commented it. Now see, name x is not defined. Name x is not defined. So when you declare inside the function a variable as a with the global keyword, if you declare your variable as a global variable, then you can access those variable outside the function also. Then you can use those variable outside the function also. So this is what the local and global variable, guys. It's taking more time. Global, local, so many things. Okay, so to change the value of a global variable inside the function, refer to a variable by using global keyword. Okay, so if you want to change the value, now let's see the value, what value you will get here. So now we have the global variable and the local variable also. We have both the things are there. Now we have defined here as a global variable, and here we are using here. Now see, let's make it comment here and then see what value we are getting for this output. So x is awesome, and then we are starting with our function here. Then we are doing local variable here, and then let's see which value it will print. Which value it will print, guys? It will print awesome because it's outside of function. The function is ending here. So this is outside the function. When you will declare print Python is plus x, so it will print awesome because global variable it will take. Now you run and then see. Python is awesome. Now you define this one as a global. Then see the value, what we are getting here. See, Python is fantastic. Now this value is changed with the fantastic. This value is changed with the fantastic. We are using same variable. We are using same variable inside the function, outside the function. Inside the function and outside the function, we are using same variable. But only we are declaring as a here global keyword. Using global keyword, we are declaring x as a global variable inside the function. Now your value, x value is changed. Now x value is changed. So like this, you can use it. Okay. So this is what your local and global variables. So it's over. So now casting. Now casting. So casting we'll see in casting chapter. Okay. So we have a separate casting chapter. So in that we'll see what is casting. So global variable we have done. Okay. Unpack a collection. So this also we'll see in later. Okay. Now what is collection and all, we'll see that later. So we'll see in collection chapter. So this is your variable. So your variable is over. So variable is over. Okay. So any doubt in this, guys? Anyone? All clear? Everything is clear? Any doubt, anyone? Okay, so next topic will be, we'll see next topic, data types. Okay, so we are going to learn what are the data types in Python. So Python is having very wide range of data types. So many other data types I have removed, and these are the some of the data types are there. So we can focus on numeric data type, string data type, and then set we'll see, list, tuple, range, and all we'll see. Then we'll see Boolean data types. Okay, all these things we'll see. Dictionary. Okay, now read this one. Just read this one, everyone. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the Python data types. So what are the Python? What is the meaning of data types? Python data types are used to define the types of a variable. So when you create a variable and you assign some value. So what type of value you assign, what data types it will belong, those value, which data types it belongs. So all these things we'll see what are the different types of data types we'll have. Everything we'll see here. It defines what type of data we are going to store in a variable. It defines what type of data we are going to store in a variable. It defines what type of data we are going to store in a variable. The data stored in a memory can be of many types. The data stored in a memory can be of many types. For example, a person's age is stored as a numeric value and his or her address is stored as an alphanumeric character. So like the moment you will define the variable, no, the memory locations will be allocated. Some memory will be allocated. Like when it's a numbers, then number like if it's a numeric data type, then numeric data types, it will the memory will be allocated. So we'll not go in that much of detail level. This is just a waste. Python has various built-in data types. What are the built-in what are the various built-in data types are numeric data types. In numeric data types, you will have int, float, complex, int, integer, floating point, and then complex. So this will be there. In string data types, you have str. You can declare as str. Sequence data type will have list, tuple, range. All these things will come. In set data types, set and frozen set will come. Okay, mappings dictionary will come. DCT means dictionary. Okay, these are all very important concepts, guys. List, tuple, set, and dictionary are very important concept we have. So we'll learn that one by one. Binary will have bytes, byte array, memory view. All these things are not important. Shall I remove it? Let's remove it. Then Boolean, bool, like true or false, it will give the output. None means none data types. Let's remove this one. So important data types only will learn. Numeric, string, sequence, set, mapping, and Boolean are the important, important data types in this one. So what are the numeric data types? Python numeric data types. So what is numeric data types? We have, what are the numeric data types we have in Python? So if you'll see here, it is having the integer. Int means integer. Float means floating point real value. Floating point real value. And complex means complex number. So all these things we'll see in sometimes. Okay, we'll see in some time. So now here Python numeric data type stores numeric value. Now if you see here, 1 is nothing but integer value, 10 is nothing but integer value, but 10.23 is nothing but your floating point value. Floating point value. Decimal will come where decimal will come. That is the floating point value. Okay. So Python support different numerical types, int, float, complex, all three types of data types we have in a Python for the numeric data types. Okay, the examples is 1, which is integer type, 2.8 means float data types, 1j means complex, 1j means complex. This z you can write it as a 5 plus, like this also you can define your complex data types. So we'll see that what is complex data types in later. Okay, so this 5 is a real number and this one is a imaginary. This part is imaginary and this part is real. So we have like that. To verify the type of any object in Python, use type function. So if you'll use type function, then it will verify the what type of data types it has. So like this, it will verify. Like this, it will verify. To verify the type of any object in Python, use type function. Type open bracket, close bracket, and then function. It will give you what type of data type it contains. The X is what type of data types, Z is Y is Z what type of data types, and Z is what type of data types. Like that, it will contain. Now let's see that. Okay. You can write here something like this also. If you want to print, you can print. Okay, so like this, you can print also. Now you see here, one is what? Int type, integer type. So we are printing here value and we are printing the what type of data we have here. That also both the things we are doing here. Now if you'll see X is integer type. So X is integer type, class int. Okay, class int. Now Y is float type. So we are printing here Y is equal to what type, and here also what type of data types here. So 2.8 is nothing but float type. Okay. And then 5 plus 1j, 5 plus 1j, what type of data types it has? It has complex data type. It has complex data type. So like this, you will be able to find it. Okay. So I'll upload these documents to the drive and then you can also use this one. Yeah, let's make it here like this. Okay, guys, so this is what the things. Now in int, if you'll see, int. So same thing we are going to discuss in another topics, but we'll see that what is integer, what is float, and what is complex. We'll discuss and we'll close that this one. Okay, so we'll see in a detailed level, so that like in future you'll have proper confidence. Now if you'll see in integer, int or integer is a whole number, positive or negative, without decimal, of unlimited length. So it's a positive or negative whole number without decimal of unlimited length. So what is this whole number? Whole number, what is whole number? So whole number, you can refer whole numbers. Whole numbers will start from 0, I guess. Okay, so this is the whole number is nothing but which start from 0, which start from 0. Natural number which start from 1. Whole number which will start from 0 and it will go till infinity. Okay, so that is called as whole number. Okay, that is called as whole number. If you have studied in 9th and 10th, you will be knowing that what is whole number, what is natural number, all these things. So int or integer is a whole number, positive or negative, without decimals of unlimited length. So it will not contain int value, integer value will not contain decimal. It will start from 0. This integer value will start from 0 and it can be positive or negative number. So this is kind of your integers, examples of integers, examples of integers. So if you want to run this one, you can run here in a PyCharm. Now see here, if you run this one, it will give you what type of data types here, int, all three values having int data type, So next one is float data type. Now if you'll see here, float or floating point number is a number, positive or negative. Okay, this is a number which can be positive also, which can be negative also, containing one or more decimal. Okay, containing one or more decimal. One number can have only one decimal. Containing one or more, one number can have only one decimal. So we'll check this one. Okay, so it cannot have more than one decimal in one number by showing as a more decimal. Why more decimal? Okay, so that we'll see that. Float means float or floating point number is a number, positive or negative, containing one or more decimal. So like this you will get. So one number will have one decimal only. It will not have multiple decimal. Now if you run this one, so 1.10, 1.0, minus 35559, these are all your floating point number. Floating point number. Now if you run this one, it will give you class type float. It will give you class type float. Now see, class type float. Float, all three values are float. Now if I'll make it, if I'll remove this decimal, then it will give you int. Then it will give you int. Now see, class type int. So this is what the float type. Now we'll see that float can also be scientific numbers with e to indicate the power of 10. So exponential. Okay, so that number also you can say that it's a float number only. Now I'll show you the example. So something different you will learn here. 35e3 means 35 to the power 3. 35 to the power of 10 is saying that. It will like we can write it some different way. So e to the power of something like that. So logarithm, it's kind of logarithm. So we'll not go in a mathematics kind of things. Now see, these are all float value only. These are all float value only. Okay, 35e3 exponential value, 12e4, and then this also exponential value. So if you want, you can explore more on the exponential, but not required that much. You will not remember also. I have done so many mathematics on this, but still like it's I'm forgetting that thing. Now complex, what is the meaning of complex? When you write your value like this, like 3 is a real thing, and 5 is called an imaginary value because it's connected with a j. So this is a complex number. Complex number will be denoted in the way a plus ij, a plus or minus ij, ib. Okay, ib. Now you can say that if you check in the Google, it will give you z is equals to a plus ib, where like, it can be plus or minus. It can be plus or minus. This a plus minus ib, like this it will be. So that is what the things here. So this will act like a complex number. This will act like a complex number. So we'll not go in so much of detail level. We'll see when we'll do practical. Anyway, like we'll do so many things on this. So there we'll learn this one. Now see, these are all class type is complex. Class type is complex, guys. Okay, all these things are complex. Now, very interesting point. Now, if you want to define, if you want to create a complex number, so you can define real is equals to 10, imaginary part is equals to 7, and we have a function called complex number. Complex is a function. This one is a function. If you write complex real and imaginary, then it will convert your value in this one, like 10 plus 7g. 10 is the real part, so it will give you in a real place. 7 is the imaginary, so it will give you a place of 7. Now you run and then see the value. So complex is the method by which you can make complex numbers. Complex is a method, function by which you can make your complex number. So you have defined your real part, you have defined your imaginary part, and you are creating your complex number by using the complex function. So complex, open the bracket, real comma imaginary. The real part, it will take 10, and imaginary part, it will take 7, and it will give you 10 plus 7j. Okay, now you run and then see the value. Now see, 7 plus 10 plus 7j. 10 is the real part, 7 is the imaginary part. Okay, like this you can do it. So tomorrow we'll see the type conversion. Okay, and then today we'll complete till here. Is there any doubt? I'll unmute you guys. It will take only plus. Yeah, it will take only plus extra. Like complex is the function where when you mention real and imaginary, so it will give a real plus and imaginary with j. Imaginary part with j. Imaginary value with j. So like that it will give you. Okay. So this is what the Python data type. Okay. We are going a bit fast only. So my target is to take a class for 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes only. But now we'll increase a little bit. Once you'll speed up, no, then definitely, like, see, the people are 100 people are there. How many people are joining? 50, 51. So again, they will say, pull me into next batch. I'm not going to pull in the next batch. For this batch, I'm not going to pull in the next batch. If people are missing their classes, then they have to pay again, and then they have to join. So they have to show some seriousness. If they are not showing some seriousness, refer the recording. You will have the recording. Okay, guys. So we'll disconnect and we'll meet tomorrow evening. Okay. Bye, everyone. But keep learning ETL testing also. The ETL testing will give you a job. Python, I'm not sure. Like that much of level we are not learning here in a Python Selenium. So the ETL testing only will give you job as of now. So learn that one. When I'll have the confidence on Python Selenium, that time I'll tell you that you will get the job directly. But when you'll go in a Python Selenium, the job will be not easy. Okay, because ETL testing is easiest job. I agree with that. But Python Selenium and all, anything else is a difficult. It's not easy at all. Okay, bye everyone. Take care. Good night.
Good night.